Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, if you guys found this show on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. I am up to 550 subscribers. That is awesome. Let's keep it going, keep it rolling, try to get to 600 as fast as we can. All right, it is Friday. I mean, it's Zeke of the Week. I hope you guys thought of one because I haven't. I got to figure it out on the fly here. But anyway, it's Friday show. We're doing a show like we did last Friday. I got a co-host, my buddy Billy. What's going on, Billy?
Hey, how you doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you, pal. So, how's it been going your week, another week, without sports? You hanging in there?
Yeah, surprisingly, there's enough to talk about, when we're going to open up things. I think it's getting closer. There's obviously more discussion, so that's encouraging.
There's a lot more discussions. I'm getting tired of the discussions. I want a plan. I will give the NHL credit. They at least have a plan. When we start, ... This is what we're doing. The NBA needs to do that. Well, MLB, it has nothing to. I don't care what everybody says. It has nothing to do with health concerns. The Major League Baseball, their whole thing is money. You got billionaires fighting with millionaires. So that's their whole issue is money. Basketball, I don't know. I don't know. They seem too scared to start. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the problem with the NBA is they need to get rolling because now the later you going in, they're going to start fighting with Major League Baseball and NFL ratings.
They're going to fight with football too.
Their next season, like when are you going to start? You're going to have a month off and then you're going to start the next season.
Right? Yeah,
so
exactly.
They need to get going.
Yeah,
sure.
they need to get going badly. I mean, it cracks me up that they just keep saying, well, we're going to go play in a bubble. Like, it's not a bubble. Like, one thing, I don't know if you heard Damon Lillard's comments earlier this week saying, that if he wasn't playing for the playoffs, then he didn't want to come back. And then he clarified, he goes, I'm not scared. He goes, to get the virus or anything like that. He goes, you can get the virus in your everyday life. His point was, right, that if you go play meaningless games, he goes, guys can get injured because you're not playing with the same intensity or, the will to want to be there because you're just playing a game for nothing. So I understand what he's saying, and I totally agree with what he said with you can get the virus anywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're playing a basketball game or if you're going out to the store. So I don't, just the NBA, to me, they're overthinking this way too much.
Well, yeah, I totally understand where he's coming from. Not only has he lost the will, or I wouldn't say he doesn't care.
No, he cares.
It's harder when you know you're not playing for something.
Right.
And we've gone through this whole pandemic, where we don't know when it's coming back. It's not like, okay, the season starts at the end of October, November. No, we have no idea.
Right.
These guys are out of shape. Stuff's locked down. You can't go work out.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody is LeBron James and has $30 million mansions and has gyms in them.
Right,
Some
exactly.
live in New York and they're in apartments.
Yeah.
Nice condos and stuff, and they don't have that.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of risk to your body just from, being in shape.
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
That's the other thing is how in shape are these guys going to be? I mean, I don't know all the NBA facilities, but I know a lot of them have opened back up, and there's guys in there working out and playing ball and trying to get ready. But it's to me, it just gets to the point. It's either what's the saying? Fish or cut bait. You just get started. I mean, you can't wait too much longer. And in Major League Baseball, you and me were talking about on the show last Friday how great would it be if they would come back July 4th. Well, the rate they're going, they're not going to come back till August, or if at all.
That's why I said I didn't think it's going to happen, but they had a chance. And I get both sides of the argument. Once you have something, you don't want to lose it. I mean, we look at it from a different perspective, like you're a millionaire, but these guys worked and they had it, and
right,
then you're going to take it away.
Right.
they both need to come with realization. Okay,
Yes.
the owners, this is their business or whatever. They're losing money. You're going to lose money. The players, you're going to lose money. You got to find a compromise. And where the owners, that last proposal was that's insulting.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And they made it public, and that's the worst
Well,
part.
and that's the one thing I think is completely idiotic about this, that they're both making both their proposals public. I mean, in the NHL, you didn't hear anything, nothing until they came out and said, "Bam, this is what we're doing." I mean, and getting back to your point, I mean, I understand both points. I mean, the owners are losing money left and right. I mean, the season is supposed to be, we're supposed to be almost to the All-Star break, getting close to it here, and we haven't played a game yet. So I understand they're losing money, and they're losing a lot of money. I understand that, and they're billionaires, but billionaire or not, you don't want to lose all that money. And I understand the players because back in March, they thought they already had this money negotiated, that they would have a prorated, contracts or whatever. And they already agreed to that. So that's where they're coming from. So I understand. But the thing is, what they have to realize is if they don't hurry up and figure this out, they're not going to have baseball to fans to play in front of, even when we can do it, because nobody's going to come back, and they might not have a league. I mean, it's going to be really bad if they don't come back sometime soon.
Yeah, I always wondered about the players, not the owners, because their union's just incredible.
Oh, it's the best union in the country.
In the world.
Yeah.
I heard you talking about that on the show. I think it was a couple of days ago, and I agree with that. It's really good. And I wonder if they feel like they're going to lose some leverage. If they give in now, are they going to expect them to, give in on other things later down the road, and they're just unwilling to budge at all?
I'm sure that's what they're worried about. But they got to realize this is very unique times, and they're
they're
both
taking the whole Billy and Jeff here. We want baseball. We don't care about the rest.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I don't care. I don't care who gets what money. I want freaking baseball. It's like I said, it's almost June. I don't care who makes what. I want baseball. That's it. That's all I care about. And so it's easy for us to say that, but it's like they got. I mean, most of these guys, I guess some of them probably weren't even born in '94 when the last strike happened. But that was bad. I mean, it didn't. Fans didn't really come back till like '98 when McGuire and Sosa, and I don't know.
That's right. I forgot about that. That is true.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm not saying that they're not going to come back. I'm sure they're going to. I don't think they're that dumb, but they gotta. It's just a bad look. Them going back and forth, and the players coming out and going, well, I'm afraid to bring it back to my family. I'm like, and I'll go back to what Damon Lillard said. You can get it anywhere, so it doesn't matter if you're playing a professional sport or you're just walking around in public. I mean, you can get it. It's the virus. So I mean, to me, it's like the NBA just keeps bringing up all this stuff about the health standards and all this stuff, and the players for Major League Baseball are bringing that up. And I don't really, like I said, baseball, I don't even really think that's an actual issue. I think it's more the money. But the thing is, though, I'm getting tired of them bringing up the virus because there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You're either going to get it or you're not. And if you get it, you go to the doctor. I mean, you wash your hands, take vitamins, take care of yourself, do the best you can. That's all you can do. You can't. Go ahead.
And another point I was going to say is baseball, of all the major sports we have, NHL, NFL, hockey, I already said hockey,
right?
But all those, basketball, they're all really contact.
Yeah.
Like full-fledged. There's not a ton of contact
right.
other than sitting in a dugout.
Right.
So that part, I kind of dismiss.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You go to the grocery store and you're probably 100 times more likely to get something
right.
there. A
right.
baseball field is huge, and they're far apart for
yes.
the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't
well,
understand.
And the other thing is, if I was like the owners in any of these sports, I would be fighting my hardest to try to come back first. Because I mean, NASCAR is already back, and golf is coming back. But I mean, out of the four major ones, I would be fighting to come back first. Because if you're the first one to come back, you know how many people are going to watch you? Guys like us. I mean, dude, I'm watching NASCAR, and I don't watch NASCAR, but I've been watching the races because there's nothing else on. So if I was the owner of one of these NBA or NHL or Major League Baseball teams, I'd be like, let's go. Let's get this because they can charge more money for the commercials or something because everybody is going to be watching because there's no other sports on.
Well, when they had that charity thing with Peyton Manning,
oh, that was awesome.
Tiger Woods,
yeah,
that drew in so much ratings. It was huge.
Did you watch that?
Just from that, I think it was like the highest rating golf event they've had since like the Masters.
It was higher than last year's Masters when Tiger won.
You guys aren't even. Sorry, go ahead.
I said it was a higher rank than the Masters of last year, and that's the Masters the first Masters that Tiger won. They got a better ranking or rating than that did.
Oh, it was better.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's my point. Is like people are dying for sports. I'm like, you guys are You were complaining about losing money. You're missing your opportunity to make a whole bunch of money right now because you're not playing.
And the first sport that would come back from something that was going on, well, they canceled college, so that was out. College basketball.
Yeah.
Was the NBA. That was going on.
Right. They started it all.
And then baseball started right after that, or was supposed to start. So those are the two you would want to see come back first. And both of them are kind of like, what are you doing? And the NFL's making this money because they're like, free agency, we'll figure it out.
Right.
Draft, we'll figure it
Yeah.
out. We'll get you talking.
Right.
And they made a killing off of it.
Well, I mean, even I said this in yesterday's show. I mean, they already have a plan by as early as June 15th. They could have minicamp. So, I mean, the NFL is just keep going step by step by step. Okay, we're going to go through this door. Then we're going to go through this door. You know, they just keep moving forward. And to me, it seems like Major League Baseball and the NBA, they just keep treading water. They just keep talking in circles about the same thing. It's like, dude, this summer's going to be over, and you guys haven't played. So you need to get it going.
Yeah, they announced today, I think it was today, where they will allow coaches to come back into their buildings with it. I forgot the date. I missed it, but it's real soon. Yeah,
it was. I think it was yesterday. Along as I was talking about on yesterday's show, if they come back, if the coaches and stuff go, like for instance with the Bengals, they go back into Paul Brown Stadium and start opening their offices up and stuff. They do that this week. Then June 15th is the earliest that minicamp can start. I said the latest would be the 27th, but I'm hoping June 15th we get players out on the practice field and start playing.
Yeah, I have a feeling they might cut a couple preseason games.
Oh, that's fine.
They might do like 2 instead of maybe 4. It's just kind of the gut feeling I have right now. I could be way off.
They play too many preseason games anyway.
This year?
No, in general, they play too many preseason games, I think.
Oh, they played too many. I know they were talking about getting rid of it, and they're adding like an extra play. I didn't know if that went in this year, but
they're getting
play too many.
Yeah, they're
That's correct.
Yeah, they're getting 17. I think 17 weeks. They're doing that this year. I think that's the plan to do that this year. I don't know about.
And that's the thing. The NFL's always got something. They're always adapting to something. They're coming up with, well, should we do this 4th and 15 from their own whatever yard line instead of, I always thought my idea that I thought of was, why don't they kind of do, I guess, kind of like hockey does their shootouts in their overtime. Mm-hmm. Why don't they just take a field goal kicker and have them go back and forth and kick field goals? You already played 4 quarters.
Right.
Let's not take the kickers totally out of the game. It is called football, not handball. So, we're already getting rid of the, kicking off because the end zone. That's just pretty much a formality now. Why don't we just, if it does come to overtime, I don't want to totally see the kickers out of the game for good. Like, that's just not exciting.
No, that's a good point.
It would force you to be like, well, if we ever do go to overtime, we have this kicker. And, we need a guy to kick a 50-yard field goal against their kicker, It's just an idea I had that I thought would be kind of interesting.
No, I think it's a good idea because they got to do something because I hate ties. I that's one thing that football does. I hate ties. I'm like, just figure it out. And I understand they don't want to play a whole other 4th quarter because, it's football. You're been banging against each other for 3 hours. You don't want to, keep going for another hour. You get injured. So I understand that. But yeah, have a kickoff started from the 30, and then you keep going back and back until one of them miss, and then the one who didn't miss, you win the game, or something like that.
Yeah, you have a chance to match them,
or
like
or at least you can do with the rules kind of what they have now. And then after like 15 minutes, if it's still tied, then you do the kicking thing. The shootout.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. That would be good. I mean,
it's just really lengthy. I remember I was at the football game at Paul Brown Stadium when they played the Eagles. Donovan McNabb was still the quarterback there, and that was a tie.
Yeah, that's when Donovan didn't know that it ended in a tie. I remember that. Yeah. He said, "What? He said, what? We're done playing?"
In the game, and there were some Eagle fans walking around. I walked up to one of them. I said, "That's the first time both fans on opposite sides leave a game dejected." Because I had really good seats. I was like 20 rows back behind the Bengals bench. I was all into that game. I lost my voice.
Wait, what? Why didn't you call your boy up? Like, hey, yo, Jeff, hey, you want to go to Bengals game?
Who's my boy? Colin Cowherd?
Oh, God. Colin Cowhead. You can have Colin Cowhead all you want. That could be your boy all day long. Dude, I know you heard me. I went off on him this week. It wasn't, I don't hate him. I just, the arrogance of him. Like, I'm going to be right on this. Joe Burrow is going to get mauled, and the San Diego Chargers are going to beat the Bengals. They're better at the Bengals in every position. I'm like, dude, the Chargers got the 5th pick in the draft, so they're not that much better than the Bengals were. I mean,
yeah, he didn't come out directly and say it, but the kind of my takeaway from what he was saying is, I'm going to be right this year about him, not down the road, because of what they have to face, their schedule. Some of the, their weak offensive line, their weak defense. That's how I kind of took it. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Well, he said we'd only win 4 games. He literally said we were going to win 4. I mean, I think we got a shot at winning more than 4 games. I mean, I might be, me. I'm a half glass full. Yeah, I'm very optimistic. I mean, I can realistically, I think see 8-8. I mean, I could see that. 'Cause, I mean, he's like, it drives me nuts. He's like, well, the Browns are, so much better, and Baker Mayfield's this great quarterback. 6 months ago, he's bashing the crap out of Baker Mayfield. Now Baker Mayfield is talking better in interviews, so, he must be a better quarterback now. That makes no sense.
I never heard him say that.
He said it yesterday, or this week.
He thinks he's better.
It's because he's injured. He's not talking out his ass like he did last year. He's doing better at interviews than he did last year. He just say whatever came to the top of his head last year, and this year I guess he's thinking before he talks. But I mean, that still doesn't mean that he's going to be a better quarterback. That has nothing to do with it.
Well, maturity. If you want to, it's one thing to just say something, and another thing to do it.
Yes,
and
but
maturity is a big thing.
Yeah, but
if you're a mature quarterback versus immature, it goes a long way.
Right, but for Cowhead to sit there and say because of that they're going to beat the Bengals is asinine. I'm sorry. You play it on the field. I mean,
Cleveland's definitely a challenge. They're a lot better. I think they got a good coach finally. Their coach last year was garbage.
We'll see. I mean, he's the
job.
You realize this is the 4th head coach that Baker Mayfield has had in 3 years. 4th. Yeah. So I mean,
that's something you want to do to a quarterback.
Right. The other 3 were supposed to be really good too. So I don't know.
I never thought any of those were good. I like their decision this time.
Yeah.
Freddie Kitchens was all to appease Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, see how that worked out.
Yeah, that's why you don't listen to a player who's not proved himself.
Right. Well, and that's
Tom Brady came to me and said, "That's who I want me to be my coach." I'll listen to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a little different than Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, so. He's earned that right.
Yeah.
Baker has done nothing. Even his first year, he didn't beat a single team with a winning record, so I didn't understand what the hub was about.
Right.
He's so great. I was like, he didn't beat anybody with a winning record.
Right.
The Bengals twice. Wow.
Ooh, we sucked. So, lots of people beat us then. So.
Historically bad.
Historically. Yeah. All right, let's get to the defense. You brought that up about the Bengals defense. Now, 2 years ago, they were, like I said, you and me talked about this then. They were historically bad. That was Marvin Lewis's last year. They set records of how bad they were. Last year, they weren't that good. I know we kind of differ on opinion about the defense here. I really do think they're going to be a lot better this year. I had one of my viewers say he thinks they're going to be in the top 15. I don't know about that. But I think they're going to be a lot better because, I mean, just base it on going up the middle. The middle of your defense is where, you really want to be strong. You got, with them adding Reader right next to Geno Atkins, and then you got Logan Wilson, the new linebacker. Hopefully he's as good as they say he is. And then you got Von Bell as safety. And who's the other safety? It's probably not gonna be Sean Williams. It's
Jesse Bates. He's pretty solid.
Yeah. Well, they signed one too. Did they sign another one, or was that a cornerback?
They signed 2 cornerbacks from Minnesota.
Yeah, and then okay. So anyway,
Alexander and I forgot.
So you got Bates and you got Bell at safeties. I mean, to me, right there, we're better. I mean, if you got Reader and Atkins, and you can't double team them too, and then you also got Carlos Dunlap, who is probably not going to get double teamed anymore. That's going to make your pass rush a lot better. And if you get pressure on that quarterback, that makes a huge difference on your defense.
Yeah.
So that right there, it's going to make us better. And we got quarterbacks who can freaking tackle. I mean, how many times did we watch the Bengals secondary miss tackles last year and the year before that?
Yeah, I don't know how much better their linebacking core is going to be. I think it's definitely going to be better.
It's got to be better than what it was.
They were just so bad at it.
Yeah.
That position was just awful.
Right. It's got to be better than it was.
Yeah, I just don't trust, later round players to make impacts. Now, maybe they do. I look at them more as role players.
Right.
I hope they work out, but I don't really count on it.
Yeah.
And like I said, we talked about this last week. I mean, they were 2-14.
Yeah.
So this is a work in progress, not for a linebacking core, or not for a defense, for the whole team.
Yeah.
So, they're trying to get more athletic and tacklers and the captain thing.
Right.
They're trying to build a culture, and that can take time.
Yeah, I mean, I said this. I think I said this last Friday. That I am really considering this the real first year for Zach Taylor. I think this year Zach has really put more of his stamp on the team than he did last year. Last year, I don't think he had time. I think by the time he got into the job, there were coaches that he may or may not have wanted that were already gone. So his selection was few. He was behind everybody on scouting for the draft. I could see a big difference. And like I said, we said it before, you can see they have a plan. And to me, their biggest plan on defense is to stop Lamar Jackson. That is that's the one player I think they are focused on stopping. Huh?
Yeah, that's just 2 games, but that's 2 important games for sure.
But yeah,
there are other games, and you gotta, when you go to the playoffs, you got to start with your division. You got to play well in your division.
Yeah, and right now the division goes through Baltimore, so you got to plan to beat Lamar Jackson. And people say the Steelers are going to be hard to beat, which the Steelers are going to be hard to beat. I'm not saying they're not. It's just they are getting older. Ben Roethlisberger missed almost an entire year. They still haven't replaced Le'Veon Bell or Antonio Brown. They got Juju Smith, but I don't know their other wide receivers. So, I mean, I don't really see where everybody's like, they're so much better than the Bengals are. I mean, I'm not saying, like I said, trust me, it's hard for the Bengals to beat the Steelers. It's been a history of us struggling there. So I understand that. But for where people say that, the Steelers are I don't think they're that much better than the Bengals are, to be honest, as far as talent-wise go.
Their defense is incredible, especially their front 7. And that's where I think they're better. Now, Roethlisberger, when you get up in age and you start having injuries, what was it, like a shoulder?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So he could come back. I've seen the last few years he's not what he once was.
No.
But when you're an elite quarterback in this league, sometimes when you're like at 80%, you're better than most everybody. But,
yeah.
I mean, I've seen Roethlisberger more vulnerable in the past, even when he was healthy. So, yeah, that is an if. That is a good,
Well, I mean, he could get fair. Yeah, he can get injured very easily again because he's still he never was a running quarterback. He moves.
He's never been mobile.
Yeah, he moves less now, and he's older. So I mean, I could see him, and he still holds on to the ball too long, thinking he can make plays. And the thing is, with him, the older you get, like Tom Brady, you gotta get rid of that ball faster. And Roethlisberger has never done that ever in his career.
No, he's hurt himself by holding on to it way
Yes.
too long. I mean,
Yes.
there are times I'm like, what are you doing? Throw it away or something.
Right. So,
Even not because I want him to get tired. I'm like, that's just not a smart play.
right.
And he's taking a beating sometimes. Like,
Right. And that's how he's gotten hurt on somebody just hang on to the ball. And that's the thing where I'm saying that could very easily happen to him again this year. And then who do they got as their backup quarterback? I don't even know. Do you?
Well,
I know Flacco went to
I forget their
Jets.
names, but they're awful.
Well, one was
And
Duck
somehow
something
they
last year.
almost made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Amazing as this. I was like, you got to be
Well,
kidding.
yeah. Well, to me, okay. Also, our division was pretty weak last year. You basically had two teams. You had the Ravens and you had the Steelers. The Browns sucked and we sucked. I do think the Browns are going to be better this year. I obviously think the Bengals are going to be better this year. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think our division is going to be as easy to win. I think it's going to be. This is one thing I will agree with Cowhead on. I think it's going to be one of the tougher divisions in the league.
Oh, it's arguably from top to bottom the best division.
Yeah. I mean, if the Browns can get their heads out of their ass and they can play with their talent, they can be a very good team this year. That's yet to be determined.
You could load a Pro Bowl roster with this division.
Oh, yeah.
It's that stacked.
Yeah.
It is loaded with talent. I mean, I would put Baltimore at worst, probably the third most talented roster in the whole league.
But
And the only other two teams I would say would be San Francisco or Kansas City.
the Sucky Niners. Yeah, if you're on the show, you got to call them the Sucky Niners. We hate the 49ers, Billy. We hate them.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I don't care. I don't like 49ers.
I was at your house for both Super Bowls.
I know.
I only remember one because I was really little the first one.
Yeah.
I remember you punched the wall. That was pretty fun.
I punched it twice. That was for stupid Joe Montana.
I only remember the one, and that was comical. That was heartbreaking.
Oh, dude, I was crying. I was so freaking mad.
I was getting ready to turn 12. I wasn't very happy.
But hey, let's get to back to the AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens, yes, they are a very, very, very talented team. But honestly, Lamar Jackson, he's one hit away from getting injured, I think. And if they lose him, their team, they were smart and they designed the offense around him. But there's only one Lamar Jackson. If he gets injured this year and he's out for any length of time, they're going to have a really hard time scoring because they're going to have to change the offense to whatever the backup quarterback can do, which, again, I don't know who their backup... Oh, no, it's RG3. That's who their backup quarterback is.
It's the same person, only...
Yeah, but, I mean, RG3, you put him in for a game and a half, and he's going to get hurt, too. So, you can have two injured quarterbacks.
Well, Washington didn't surround him the way they should have.
Yeah.
And they kind of remind me of the Bengals a lot of years where they're just like, oh, okay, we got this guy, and it's like, it's good, and then they, the offensive line is pretty good, and then they stop.
Right.
Like, I've always come to the conclusion you draft an offensive lineman high first 3-4 rounds every year, no matter what. That's kind of a rule. Like, you need it that bad.
Right.
And it's so important, especially when you have that.
And speaking of offensive line, I mean, you and me were talking about it earlier with the Bengals. I mean, I really think, and now, like I said, I hope I'm wrong because I don't know about the offensive line. I don't know if it's that great or not. I'm hoping that the Bengals think it's fine. I think they should go out and sign Wolford, but I think they're really.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get that either. But I think the biggest thing is I think they're really putting a lot of pressure and emphasis on Fred Johnson to get that right tackle spot. At least I hope so. I hope they're not betting on Bobby Hart again. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
That guy.
Huh?
I don't even know how he has a job.
Oh,
I wouldn't hire him if I was a manager at Walgreens. Man, he's awful.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against him personally.
He's just a bad football player.
he's... That's why your right tackle and your center better be really good.
Right.
Because you squeeze him and maybe he doesn't look as bad. And it's... Andrew Whitworth is probably thinking, I've been there before. I was the only good offensive lineman on our team.
Well, I mean, people have banged on it, and they said when Andy Dalton was our quarterback that he had a bad offensive line. Andy Dalton, the first 5 years, had a pretty good offensive line.
It was really good.
Yeah, they weren't bad. So, I mean, people keep saying, Joe Burrow's going to get killed like Andy Dalton did. Andy Dalton, just the last couple years, like I said, when they let Whitworth go and they let, who's the other offensive lineman they let go the same year as Whitworth?
Zeitler?
Yeah, Zeitler. That was it. Yeah, when they let Whitworth and Zeitler go, our offensive line went to crap. And that's when Andy had to start running for his life. Now.
Yeah, their center was atrocious. It was Russell Bodine around that time. And he was awful.
Yeah.
But Zeitler was really good. He could have gone. I don't think he ever went to a Pro Bowl. I think he went to one in Cleveland. But I say he could have gone to one. He was at that level. He was so good.
I think he's with the Giants now. I think that's who they traded. The Browns traded Zeitler to the Giants to get
for OBJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't understand why you get rid of your offensive lineman like that.
I don't either.
OBJ to me is more of a, I don't want to say like a give. Not that he can't play, because I think he definitely can.
Yeah.
But when you deplete your offensive line like that,
the thing is, if you have great wide receivers, okay, it's like the Bengals of the '90s. We had Carl Pickens, we had Darnell Scott. No, what was his name? Darnay Scott. We had Green and Kajana Carter, but we had these great offensive weapons, but our quarterback could never get on the ball, and the running backs never had any holes to run through because our offensive line was crap. So it doesn't matter. You can have Jerry Rice out there, wide receiver. If your quarterback can't get him the ball, it doesn't matter. I never understand that with NFL teams. Sometimes, like they don't emphasize the offensive line as much as they should. Like I said, I've said it on the show. I like Logan Wilson. I would have personally liked them to draft Josh Jones out of Houston. That's who I would like them to draft for our offensive line. But I think Logan Wilson's going to be good. But
I think it's evidence in the draft how we started to see all these offensive linemen just ball, and it was crazy. For a while there wasn't a lot of them being taken, and I think the NFL's kind of switched over to a very precision, get rid of the ball quickly. And I think a lot of people don't view the offensive line quite as important as they used to.
Well,
because get rid of the ball, and I get rid of the ball anyway. I don't need that offensive lineman quite the same way I need a receiver, whatever it might be.
Right. Well, I mean, if
you have a bad offensive lineman, it shows.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if the Bengals can run an offense similar to what LSU did, which is I'm pretty sure that's what Zach Taylor's going to try and do, Joe Burrow's not going to have the ball very long. So your offensive line doesn't have to hold their water that long, but you got to hold it long enough to let him get the ball out. But I mean,
his athleticism, Joe Burrow, and just his decision making and how he broke down things. I heard a guy was talking on. He has a guy on a YouTube show, and he was talking about how.
Wait! You're listening to other YouTube shows other than mine?
No,
you're cheating on me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Anyway, this guy was talking about how these prospects, like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, who's the running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
They were like basically unknown commodities.
Right.
Until Joe Burrow took over.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing when people say, well, look at these weapons. Well, did Joe Burrow make them or did they make, that's kind of the question. Or did they make Joe Burrow?
That's a good point.
And like, well, it's Joe Burrow. There's always an excuse, and it's like, well, they did this. And Joe Burrow was just attention to detail. Even his athletic ability is kind of sneaky. He ran a 4.59 at his 40. And we're sitting here used to Andy Dalton. When he came out, he ran a 4.82.
Right.
That's a big jump.
Yeah.
And when Andy Dalton first came here, I was like, man, he's kind of fast because I was used to Carson.
Right.
And now I look at it like 4.8. That's not very good. And that's what Baker was. And everybody thinks Baker is like a very athletic guy. No, he's not. That is not very good.
Right.
He can't even outrun linebackers. They'll chase him down.
That's Baker's biggest problem. He could do that in college. He can't do it in the NFL. That's
he can.
Right.
He can chug a beer better than Andy Dalton.
I'll give him props. I'll applaud him. he can shotgun a beer with the best of them. That was awesome last year at the baseball game when he did that.
He's Baker's like how Colin is to you. I just do not like him.
Listen, I don't dislike Colin. I dislike his just arrogance when it comes to the Bengals. It just
when he talks about your team.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, some of the stuff he's saying about the Browns last year, I'm kind of like, no. I mean, I didn't agree with everything he was saying, but I mean, it's just the biggest thing this year or this week was him talking about how they're only going to win 4 games. He's like, I'm going to be right on this. I'm like, I don't know if you're going to be right or not.
Well, he was talking about Burrow when he said I'm going to win that argument, and I think he was talking about this year. And he might be right about that. It's hard.
Nobody. I don't even know, dude. I mean, you don't know until he gets out there and plays. So I mean, it's that's kind of my point.
You do what I'm doing on here. It's an opinion business. It's
what
they make.
Right.
He has opinions. He's normally really good at it. That's where he's made his living.
Yeah.
For me, I watched Bengals. I can't go out there and say, "Oh, the Seahawks are going to win 12 games. The Packers will win 9."
Right.
That I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't talk about that. I just look at the Bengals. I kind of look at the division.
Right.
And I see about 6, but I look at a very competitive 6.
Yeah.
Where they'll probably lose some games, and then they'll start to figure out some things.
I've got 3 of them. I got 3. I got 6-10, which is probably the most realistic one. Then I got 8-8, and then if everything goes great, we're 10-6. Like I said, that one.
If everything goes great, they're going 16-0.
Yeah.
Everything would go great.
Yeah, we'd be the next Miami Dolphins, the undefeated team.
Well, if they go 16-0, as long as they don't become the Patriots and then lose.
Right.
That would be bad.
Exactly. All right, man. Well, we've been talking for 36 minutes. So, hey, if you, we'll try to wrap this up. But have you thought of a Zeke of the week?
You.
Me? I can't be the Zeke of the week. It's my show.
I'll probably say the NBA.
Yeah.
This week, I know I got on baseball last week. I like their idea of going to Orlando, but it just. I always thought it'd be Orlando or Las Vegas because that's how the hotel situation set up. They could house every team. And it's just like the process is so slow. It's like we're almost in June. What is it, 28th or whatever?
June 1st is Monday.
Okay, June 1st is Monday. I'm like, you better get on it. They used to crown championships on Father's Day.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we better.
Right.
Michael Jordan won one, I remember, on Father's
Yes.
Day. I think it was after his father's death.
Yes, he did. Yep.
And that's why I'm so emotional. I remember that when it happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm with you on that. The Zeke of the week for me is the NBA, and they're, like I said earlier in the show, they're just going around in circles and circles. It's like, make a decision, get a plan. Like, all right, the teams that have no shot, they can't play anymore. There's no point. The 8 teams or whatever, they have a shot, do a play-in tournament, or let them all be in the playoffs or something. Make a decision, play either in Orlando or Vegas or both. I don't care. Just pick something and do it. Because
I think they're looking more in Orlando because Disney World shut down and you have...
Yeah, but they're talking Disney World's going to open back up, I read that somewhere, so I don't know. There's so much information, it's ridiculous.
The big dilemma with the NBA is trying to figure out how many teams they want in. I don't think it's that
from what I understand, you got about 8 teams that have a legit shot of making the playoffs, and they talked about doing a play-in tournament. Just do that. That sounds fine. That would give the teams who have a legit shot to make the playoffs still a legit shot to make the playoffs. Do your play-in tournament, play that, go to the playoffs, crown your champion. Let's go.
That's just what I heard. That most of they're sold on bringing it back, but to what number and how they're going to do it exactly. They're mostly sold on what they want to do, but I heard a couple owners or something like they want as many as like 20 teams or something, and I'm like, which is slightly more. I guess normally it's like 16. Yeah, 16.
Yeah,
I think one of the things the NBA is trying to do is push the Zion Williamson.
Oh yeah, they want New Orleans. They want New Orleans in the playoffs. Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah, they want him in the playoffs. And right now they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew they were close. I didn't know if they were in or not. But yeah, and they could do the NHL model. Just steal what they did. they got 24 teams in. Just do it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you want to legitimize. You want to have a legitimate champion. That's to me. I think that's the biggest thing that the NBA and the NHL need to focus on, since they are close. They were close to the playoffs before all this started. You need a legitimate champion. So you can't sit there and say, well, what if this team had made it and got hot at the end of the season and went on a run? Just let them in. The NHL they're doing 24 teams. NBA, do 24 teams, do 28, do all of them. I don't care. Just, you got to, maybe not all of them, but,
This is another thing we differ on. I'm a Laker fan and I'm a LeBron fan, so I'm just excited I just get it back.
Okay, I'm a LeBron fan, but not now. If he leaves the Lakers, then I'll like him. I don't dislike him. He just, when he puts that jersey on, I just cannot root for him. I mean, I was a Celtics fan, then I was a Bulls fan, and now I'm more of a Cavaliers fan because I can watch them on TV more than any other
Oh, you're the
one.
one who watches them.
Yeah, yeah, me. Right here, one guy. That's me. So, I mean, I watched a ton when LeBron was there. I mean, I wish their owner wasn't. I wish LeBron and the owner got along better, because LeBron would probably still be in Cleveland. But oh well.
Oh, he's such a horrible owner.
We know about that, right? We got great owners here in Cincinnati.
No, Ohio is cursed. It's gotta be. This, I don't know.
All right, man. Well, I want to wrap this show up here. We're at 41, almost 41 minutes. I think that's long enough here. So I want to wrap this thing up. People probably turned us off already. Anyway, if you guys are still listening, and you like any of the topics we've discussed, do me a favor, check out the Facebook groups that I help run. They are Bengals Nation, Bearcats Country, Reds Country, and Cyclones Country. If you're listening to us on the podcast, if you're on Apple Podcasts, do me a favor, give me a 5-star review. All other ones, just like and subscribe. YouTube, we're at 550 subscribers. Let's try to get that to 600. It's Friday. We're going to go watch racing, I think. That's all we got. We got NHL or NASCAR racing. Golf is coming on soon, I think, this weekend.
I have no idea.
No, I know there's racing. So anyway, go watch a NASCAR race. At least it's sports. Other than that, that's just sports, baby. See you guys.